I was thinking today about how I'm feeling lazy and using the word lazy when it should be rest, right? And trying to distinguish between the two because I feel like lazy is a word that we've adopted in our society, culture, and it has this negative connotation. And it has caused us to not take rest or to perform and earn rest. And so it was really funny. I realized today I was thinking about that word and thinking about how, so it came to mind as I just want to be lazy today. And I think what's actually happening is I just need rest today because I'm coming off of a 2 week social, being social every day for 2 weeks. And my, how I function, how I work is that when I've been socially on for, every day for 2 weeks, a month, 5 months, six, a year, I need like a social come down. I need to, it's interesting, like I feel this need to just isolate and be alone and rest and recharge and basically just not socialize. It's something that I think it has to do with being an empath. I'm very aware of energy when I'm in rooms with not only one person, but many people. And so I need rest, but my whole life I feel like it's been called lazy. And so I've almost labeled myself as a lazy person when I'm not being on socially. And that's been a really hard word to unlearn. And it's been a really hard uh, social pressure to like not to give up or to unpattern from my life. Because, the past 2 weeks I've been staying with friends in Maui. They've been awesome showing me around, showing me all sorts of places, doing all sorts of things. And then also just catching up on life, catching up on what we've been doing outside of our friendship for the past, decade. And I love those moments. I love sharing. I notice when I'm with people, I do a lot more. So I love when people have ideas and they're like, oh, I want to show you this place. I want to show you that place. And so having like this, local tour guide, I talked about this when I was in Kona as well, is like having someone who has been living here or is from a certain place so they know it in and out and being able to show someone like me who's just visiting all the all the spots. Even if it's not a local spot, it's just like their place that they love to get a beer at night or a place, a certain beach that they like to hang out with because like it's dog friendly. I love finding spots, not finding spots. I love enjoying time with people who enjoy those certain places. I feel like it's very special. And so these 2 weeks have been a lot of that. It's been a lot of socializing, being with my friends, obviously. And today I dropped them off at the airport, and it's like this social drop. Like suddenly I'm alone. Suddenly I am here with the dog, but I'm not socially obligated to talk to anyone or to be with anyone or to call anyone. And it's really hard for me to make plans and uh, think of places to go, things to see, because my body, my energy is like just calm down, take a breath, let's enjoy this moment, this this hour, this day, the next few days. It's like I just mentally want to do nothing because yeah, I've been on for 2 weeks. And it's interesting because when I talk about being on, I've also talked about that as far as working. When I'm working, I'm always on. And in um, yachting industry, hospitality industry, you have to be on all the time. And it's not just being on like, what can I get you? How is your meal? What do you want to do today? Like it's not just the service part of it, it's also being on energetically and relating to people, having human conversations, being available. And so once I'm alone and I can be off, I keep thinking of that as being lazy because now I don't have to give any energy to anyone else but myself. And that's another interesting point is that I'm trying really hard this year to focus my energy on myself, to give myself, to pour my cup first before I pour into other people's cups. And so I think that part of my challenge is that when I'm on and being social, whether it's in work or just in life, I I need to find moments to turn off, which I do like at night and things like that. But it's almost like I need to make more moments to turn off. Whether it's, and I did this the last 2 weeks, like take a walk or when my friends were at work, I would go to the beach or I'd go take a long walk or take the dog for a walk. So I was finding moments to turn off, and that was great. And I was still being productive in my days uh, with my videos, with my own things that I'm working on, projects that I'm working on, and being social. So maybe that's the part of it that's I'm still needing to balance is like balance my social life and my productivity life and just my rest life. So I wanted to come on here today and really just I want to normalize rest. And I've talked about this in other videos. I know a lot of people are talking about this right now because so many people are not taking the time to rest. But there's also this element of rest that it needs to be balanced. I can't be antisocial or not antisocial, but I can't not be social for hours, days, weeks, months, years. Like I can't just not talk to anybody. I guess I could, but in my nature, it's in my nature to be social. I love being social. I love shared energy. Like I love that the last 2 weeks I got to do a bunch of things on Maui because my friends love to do those things and they wanted to show me those things. I love that planning and that excitement was there and going places and sharing the experience together. I love stuff like that. So I know I can't be the type of person that's just completely removed from being social because it doesn't fill my cup. So it's kind of funny that I'm like, I need to fill my own cup first before I fill others' cups, but I also socially fill my cup because I love collective energy and sharing space and experiences with people. I also know that I'm realizing lately the difference between, instead of calling it lazy, I guess there is a difference. And I will say that I am starting to realize the difference between like being like taking rest, but good rest, like actual rest that replenishes my body. So actually taking a nap or reading a book, lying down and not, listening to, well, listening to music, yeah, but actually just writing, journaling, taking a walk on the beach. I feel like those are good, restful things for our bodies. And what I've defaulted to in the past, and this is why I think that that word lazy is like what I keep attaching to my own identity, is because like when I think of rest or having a lazy day, I think of like binge watching TV. And I feel like that's not good rest. That's not, I don't want to label it good or bad, but that's not rest that replenishes my body, my heart, my mind, my soul. It's just numbing out. It's just disassociating, right? So just binge watching TV is just disassociating completely. Whereas journaling or reading a book or walking, it's like engaging the mind, it's engaging the body. It's still restful, but it's also activating other things, other pathways in our body and our mind that help it regenerate and remodel and remold. And so I think that's why when I think of taking rest, I think of watching TV all day, which isn't rest that my body and my mind need. And yet that's probably why I have labeled it and or myself lazy, because that's the kind of rest that that's the kind of correlation I put with rest, is watching TV all day. So I'm definitely trying to change my definition of lazy to actually mean rest. And I'm also trying to recognize that taking a walk is still rest. It's still it because it rejuvenates, right? Oh, so yeah, decoupling rest and lazy is challenging. I think also because society puts such a negative connotation on it. So I'm actively working on decoupling that. And I'm also actively working on taking better rest than just numbing out or disassociating using TV or um yeah, just things like that. So I don't know, food for thought, something to think about in your own life that maybe you can do a little better, a little less TV, more reading, something like that. But I'm definitely know for me, like I need to take rest and take the rejuvenating kind of rest. So thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.